Hi. Hopefully you're coming back to this, to Your Dad Loves You. Today I want to talk about beauty. Boy, wish I could say things I wish the world worked, where doesn't matter at all. Unfortunately, it matters immensely in this world. I really, really wish it didn't. I really wish people fell in love with just the heart and soul of an individual, not based how they look. People are always judged on how they act and move through the world, not how they look. That is not how it works, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we put a lot of value and um, importance to how people look. And we have done that to ourselves in ways that I think are healthy and become toxic to us on multiple levels. Is being beautiful a good thing? I actually think it does, and on many levels. I think that it's not wrong to want to look pretty, beautiful, handsome, whatever. I really do think it is a valuable and important thing, and it creates positive things from you are going to take care of your hygiene better, your health better. Um, you're going to exercise more and watch what you eat. You're going to eat healthier things to look better. And these are all really positive things. So I don't think it's a bad thing to want to look good and um, be more attractive to other people because that's nature. That's how things work. We gotta look good for the other people so that we attract them, so we can mate and keep the human race going in a sense. So that's kind of why I think it's such a huge factor in how we move through the world. Um, that being said, I think it's gotten too extreme on so many levels. I'm finding out that like 20-year-olds are getting Botox injections and stuff like that. So they're already attractive, beautiful people in the first place, and they're doing that to themselves is, I think, horrifically wrong. Um, I get that having some plastic surgery, like nose jobs and stuff like breast implants, and um, why people want to do that. And I really wish I could say that it doesn't make them look better. It does on many occasions. Can they do it too much where they um, don't look better? We've seen it many times in social media too. So unfortunately, makeup and all these additions to modifying how we look does change, and it will often make people look more attractive. Um, I don't think it's necessary to do all that to have someone be attracted to you. We were doing it before, and we're getting together still. um, but if all you do is base your self worth on how you look, well, you're gonna be fighting the current, and you're gonna lose. Because there's a point you're gonna peak and in a sense be the prettiest you're ever gonna be, and then after that, it's just gonna get harder and harder and harder to look as good as you ever did at your peak. Um, uh, Getting plastic surgery kind of keeps you up in there and stuff like that, Botox and makeup, but eventually you're going downhill, and you're never going to look the way you ever did when you were young. And I think that's perfectly good and okay and natural. Um, I do believe that's an evolutionary reason to allow your genes to keep populating and not competing with others. So it's not a bad thing to, in a sense, get less attractive. There's plenty of people that don't do any of that stuff and they still look attractive. It's being attractive is relative. Beauty is the eye of the beholder, I think, on so many levels. But to put your value, to chase that perfection is it's only going to lead to heartbreak and misery because, like I said, it's just going to go downhill. And there's a famous actress that passed away, well, not that long ago, relative, Carrie Fisher. She was considered a sexual icon, and she was beautiful, but she was also incredibly intelligent. That wasn't what she relied on, was her beauty. She relied on her beauty and her intellect. And she had a great comment about that, about aging and not looking pretty in a sense. I don't know what the exact question was, but she responded, that was her response to that question was like, this is a shell. This is like, my mind is who I am, and this is a shell that holds it, and it eventually will die and I will go away. And I thought that was a brilliant way to kind of look at it, that your body is a shell of who you are, and your mind is truly like is you. And I think, in a sense, like, I think when you end up having kids and you're moving into, in a sense, your kids are becoming adults and stuff like that, stop. I think it's a great moment to stop effing caring how you look, to be free of that. You're done with trying to look perfect, to find the perfect mate. I really, really wish people would do that more. I think back in the day they did. They just like, all right, I'm old, man. I'm gonna look the way I want to look and be comfortable and not stretch and pull and paint and I really do feel all that makeup and stuff is making them age faster. Um, I've seen women with makeup and women without makeup, and they're still beautiful. Um, and I hope um, we can kind of get a little bit more back to that and let people age gracefully and still see the beauty in them, even as older people. Um, and but understand that who they are is not their looks, but the whole package is a. Oh man, I just realized I'm watching my video on my screen. I'm not to fix that. Sorry about that. We all make mistakes. This will be a little bit more structure framing for YouTube. So apologize. I'm going off on a tangent. Make mistakes. So. Uh, Embrace who you are, love yourself, give the finger to anyone else that doesn't see you the way you see yourself, um, and embrace the people that do see you. As I think um, that was what I hope we all move into and shift to. And nothing wrong, like I said, nothing wrong. Hitting the gym, exercising. Just don't make that who you are. Just make that a part of you. And I think you'll probably be happier for it. I'm actually like the way I look for the first time in over. I'm 45 years old. I've lost 40 pounds, and I feel better and almost more attractive than when I did when I was actually looked a hell of a lot better when I was in my 20s. I don't think an ugly kid or a young adult. So um, love yourself, and that should honestly matter the most compared to how other people view and see you. All right, let's end it on a dad joke. To be or not to be a horse rider, That is the equestrian. It works. I guess it's making me laugh. Definitely a little bumpy as I'm reading it because it's was going in directions that didn't make sense, and then it ended well. All right. Um, remember that your dad loves you. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, make comments. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.